Namaste, let's go live on another bicycle live stream. Saturday, November the 14th at 6:43 a.m. I've ridden 30 kilometres. It's 24 degrees and it's due to get pretty warm today. So let's talk about, well, this morning's topic is, will Beyond Meat save animals, or is it an impossible burger? See what I did there? Anyway, in the last couple of weeks, there's been news that McDonald's is, oh, this will be fun riding through here, wish me luck, that McDonald's has a plant-based burger coming out, and then that was followed up a short while later by news that Pizza Hut is doing a Beyond Meat pizza, and it's called Beyond Pizza, I think it's called. It's called Pizza Hut Beyond Pizza. And I started thinking about, impossible foods and beyond meat. And in case you're not super familiar with the finer details of them and the effect that they've had on penetrating the vegan market, or the plant-based food market to be more accurate, I'll just give you a rundown here that Beyond is a publicly listed company which has pretty much set records for its listings on the stock exchange. It's just been phenomenal growth, and its products are, to the best of my research, fully vegan. They are not tested on animals, they contain no animal products, and they are predominantly peas, beans, rice, a few different oils, natural flavours from beetroot and apples and things like that. So that's the Beyond range, and there's a huge range of products that they do, all processed, of course. And then Impossible Burgers are similar in that they're made from soya beans and oil and a whole heap of other things. Again, a processed product, with the exception that it was originally animal tested as part of its regulation, or as part of some regulation it had to pass. So that does make it technically not vegan. So just keep that in mind, which is why I don't usually promote Impossible at all, because of that reason. However, what is amazing is the influence in the last few years especially that these two companies and their products have had in the plant-based market. Phenomenal influence, phenomenal effect in reaching businesses and customers, hence their phenomenal growth. But does that translate into saving animals, or do people not make the connection? So this is what I've been thinking about, and one of the things that's really, really positive for these companies is some of the savings that are made when it comes to pollution and environmental concerns. So let me just get around this roundabout. All right. So, for instance, some of the figures here that Beyond quotes that their burgers, compared to a meat burger, are 90% less greenhouse gases, which is super impressive. They use 45% less energy, 99% less water scarcity, 93% less land use, and the most important thing, of course, is 100% less cruelty, which is the most important component. Now, it's interesting that they are actually processed foods. They do have a hell of a lot of ingredients. They're not a whole food. So that's something to keep in mind. But they have created increased awareness and a market for people to make a decision to choose a cruelty-free meal when they go to, say, maybe a mainstream place. So we're talking about a market that isn't predominantly vegan. We're talking about a non-vegan market being influenced by products that taste and look, I don't know about smell, but they taste and look like what non-vegans are used to and what their taste buds have gotten used to, which means they say, you know, it's what I like. So that's a product that they're used to, a certain taste and texture of meat. And so, you know, with that in mind, Beyond and Impossible have got into that market and made a huge difference. Just excuse me for a second whilst I try and get this sorted out here. All right, there we go. And so they've made this huge inroads into this market, where this alternative is, if you go to a place like Grilled or even McDeath or one of those places, there is a plant-based alternative. Now, I'm not going to say a vegan alternative, because in a lot of these places, despite their SOPs for the way that these products are meant to be cooked, a lot of the time they will be, for various different reasons, from laziness to just not caring, they will be cooked on the same grill or in the same vat, or whatever you want to call it, in the same oil as animal products. So they're definitely not vegan. Definitely, in that case, not something that an ethical vegan would be interested in. And also, from my personal perspective, as I've said many times before, I wouldn't even shit in the toilets at McDonald's or, you know, Hungry Jack's or one of those places, because is it really saving animals if somebody chooses the plant-based alternative but continues supporting the company where 99 point whatever percent of their products are the result of suffering and cruelty and exploitation, supporting the animal agriculture industry? You know, is there any logic in going, oh, well, yeah, let's go to McDonald's and you know, support them with their plant-based alternative? To me, no, there's no logic. To me, the logic is, let's go to McDonald's when they're fully vegan and support them then, which comes back to that understanding that if you have a fully vegan place that's in your neighborhood, that's in your area, that's you know, reasonably convenient, this is the place that we should be supporting as our first choice. Morning. This is a place we should be supporting as our first choice because we want it to succeed. If we decide against supporting that place and instead go to a place like McDeath or something like that because we want to try their plant-based burger, we have made a conscious decision to be unethical in our choice, which is really very, very disappointing that we have made a conscious decision. Now, there is a case for, you might say, oh, okay, look, there's no fully vegan places near me. Okay, as a next step, have you got a vegetarian place that can do vegan options? Now, there's an alternative. And you say, oh, no, I haven't got one like that near me either. It's like, okay, well then, in that case, if you really need to have processed food and you can't just go to a fruit and vegetable store or supermarket or service station and get some fruit and veg, or get a packet of nuts or bag of chips or something like that, if you really are hanging out for some processed rubbish, then, you know, I can understand maybe at that, just waiting for this car, right, I can understand maybe at that point some degree of logic in the decision making. But I'm very, very saddened when I hear of or I know of vegans who have deliberately avoided going to the vegan restaurant, cafe in their area in order to go and check out the burger at McDeath or any of the other death places. So let's think long and hard about whether Beyond Meats and Impossible Burgers are creating more vegan awareness and are saving animals, or if they're just creating more financial profit for a massive plant-based food market that has become available in recent years. So I hope this gives you something to think about. Remember to live vegan and save lives. Have a great spring Saturday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Ahimsa.